Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, page 49. And today's article is structure interviews. A structure interview is where the researcher asks questions to respondent in person to achieve consistent and comparable result. The same questions are asked in the same order each time. There is no flexibility to change the order of the questions. Strength. Potentially reliability problems such as respondent misunderstanding or not answering questions can be fixed by the researcher. In addition, a structure interview avoids the problem of unrepresentative samples. The response rate will be 100%. So very first thing about the structure interview. So it means it's a kind of questionnaire in which the researcher will practically be at the situation, and he or she will be able to give respondent the questionnaire, and in this the respondent need to answer with in the presence of the researcher. So in this kind of structure interview, one can say that it representativeness will be 100%, because most of the people, when you're giving a questionnaire in your presence and you ask people different questions, it is, you can say, get most of the time you get what is required. So first of all, try to understand what is structure interview. Structure interview is all about the presence of researcher. One thing, the questions are fixed, answers are open. You have an open choice. Whatever you try to say, you have a choice. Questions are fixed, the presence of researcher, second thing, and this kind of method is more reliable. You know why? Because you are present, the researcher are present, and give courage to respondent. Okay, say whatever you like to, I'm here to answer, I would love to listen what is coming from your side. So the strength is representativeness, your personal interaction with the respondent, no choice at all to be biased. Limitation. Structure interviews involve assumptions, prejudgment about people's behavior, and like questionnaire can also contain not on purpose bias question. The lack of anonymity in an interview also contribute to two related limitations. The interview effect occurs when a respondent tries to help the researcher by providing answer designed to please. This reduces validity because respondents simply provide answer they think the researcher wants or which will make a good impression. Secondly, the researcher effect is when the relationship between researcher and respondent may bias responses. Aggressive interviewers, for example, may introduce bias by forcing, intimidating respondent into giving answer that they don't really believe. Status consideration based on factors such as gender, age, class, and ethnicity may also bias the data. For example, a female respondent may feel embarrassed about answering personal questions posed by a male interviewer, and vice versa. So obviously you people understand the strength, but when we talk about the limitations of structure interview, one can say that in structure interview, no doubt about that, that the researcher is present, respondent is going to answer, but there is a thin line. It, you can't say anything for sure that respondent response is exactly his or her true voice or inner self, or he or she tries to please the researcher. So this is very important. Secondly, even it is possible the ambience in which respondent is answer very critical, because for instance, if I'm here and I will ask two, three, or four people the same kind of question, so if three to four are the majority of the people have the same answer, it is possible that consciously, intentionally or unintentionally, one can say that the respondent will answer the same which can please the majority of the people. Or even if it is possible, you are in front of the camera, so actually you don't want to say what is the true, what should be said. Rather you want to say which makes you, you can say, feel comfortable, which makes you more in your group, or make your researcher pleased or happy by your answer. So this is one of the thing which is you can say lacking, or the limitation of the structure into one thing. Second thing is that it's all about the, again, the ambiguity. What is the ambiguity in its perspective? Certainly there are certain questions, there are certain answer which should be which should be clearly identified before you are asking to the respondent. See that, for instance, I'm a male person, I can ask certain thing to male. So I mean, there is you can say there's a generally kind of confidence, generally have a good relationship of the same sexes. So it is possible if I ask any question to a female respondent, thing will be a bit different, because most of the time in our community or in our country, female respondent, they are not ready to answer exactly what should be done. Rather, they just try to pose just to be get in of his group or something like that. So this is the thing. I mean, one thing we need to learn, it could be biasness, it could be aggression, which can answer you in a different way, which should be done. It actually not done by the respondent. So you can say that two things, I mean, important researcher effect. I mean, the way researcher is asking questions to the respondent, it will make a huge difference. Because if the researcher is aggressive, try to be biased, try to get what is he want from the respondent, so most of the time it is not possible that the respondent will answer in the same way which is required by the researcher. So it is kind of a conflict or a trivial, you can say, arguments between researcher and the respondent. So I mean, this is very easy. I think so. In my next video we will think about what is experiment, because in my next video it will be a, you can say, it will take more time. So till now, I mean, it's say goodbye, and do repeat the whole stuff. Your very best thing about the preparing sociology is keep on thinking about your mind, keep on practicing. And so many times I keep on saying, just try to revise your lecture in a minute. Try to make points you can simply replicate in your mind. So it will be very helpful when you people are appearing for your final examinations, because at that particular moment you can say, you can simply prepare, and you have, for instance, 1 hour, and in 1 hour you can simply repeat your whole paper. I mean, even is possible. So take great care of yourself and the people around you. Till then, fi amanullah, and assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.